Good afternoon, everyone, or maybe just barely afternoon. Thanks for joining today. I'm here to share the story of Canstar Resources. We think we've put together one of the most exciting opportunities in the sector right now for new high-grade exploration. We're partnering with a group of Osisko veterans to look for new high-grade deposits of VMS systems in the Buckens District in central Newfoundland. This is a Tier 1 jurisdiction, consistently top 10 Fraser ranked. I like to begin with the people because I think the people at the end of the day tell you the quality of what we're building. Differentiated team, my background, I started at UBS, big Swiss firm based in the United States. We've got a really strong national security connection to what we do. My co-founder Will and our CFO started his career at Booz Allen Hamilton, was a counterinsurgency strategist at NATO. We really have a top tier board that includes Dr. Jackie Allison. It includes Neil Burns, who's the number 2 individual at Wheaton Precious Metals. And we're really excited. So I became the CEO of Canstar in January of 2024. We recapitalized the company. We brought in a new group of advisors. We have Altius Minerals on the cap table. They own about 7% of the company. Eric Sprott owns about 15% of the company. Management and insiders are about 25%. A little bit about our project. So the Buckens District in central Newfoundland, and I'll just flip to the slide here, is famous for producing the 5 highest grade VMS deposits of all time. These deposits were mined by Osisko from the 1920s to the 1980s. And when you think about successful exploration, the formula is always the same. It's going to proven districts with proven geology and taking a first principles approach to find new deposits. These deposits, I said they were the highest grade ever mined. They graded over 20% base metal content by volume, but they also produced over 700,000 ounces of gold and over 60 million ounces of silver. We think VMS deposits are maybe the most interesting deposit type for this market. The cornerstone transaction that we executed on this project was bringing in VMS Mining Corporation. This is John Brzezinski, Osisko veterans, Patrick Anderson, Jose Benavidez. These are top tier people that have had over $4 billion in exits in the last 8 years. Their approach is proven, and we think that our Mary March project is going to be the next major discovery here. A little bit about the Mary March project. So I mentioned the Buckens District here produced the 5 highest grade VMS deposits of all time. We have 2 projects in the Buckens Districts. The first project we call the Buckens Project. It's about 16 square kilometers right in the heart of the old Buckens camp. The opportunity really here is at depth. If you can see there, might be a little bit tough to see on the screen, you can see that the 5 deposits that were mined by Osisko from the 1920s to the 1980s surround completely the top of the property. And what we're seeing is untested geophysical anomalies at depth. These are 600 meters and deeper. Now, the opportunity we think there is really significant because of the high grades of the Buckens District, but the flagship project is our Mary March project, and that's where we're most excited. So this is the classic setup here that's been successful with Osisko and other companies. This is going to an area that has, again, the proven geology, but looking where the area has been underexplored. So the Buckens camp itself has about 400,000 meters of drill core. This area here, our Mary March project, which is about 25 kilometers east, has only 21,000 meters of historical drill core, so it's very underexplored. It's the same geology, the same stratigraphy as Buckens. We've done the work to prove that. We've got high-grade mineralization. We've got a drill intercept there, historical drill intercept of 10 meters of massive sulfide, grading 15% base metals, 4 grams per ton gold, 122 grams per ton silver. So same geology, same high grades that we see at Buckens, but very underexplored. We announced the partnership with VMS Mining Corporation in April of 2025, and critically that brought in Dr. Harold Gibson to lead the technical program. He's a top geologist in the world for VMS systems. He's published over 100 peer-reviewed papers, has been to many hundreds of deposits, and has over 40 years of experience. He's leading the technical program there. We announced the program, as I said, in April of 2025, and we've been building towards what we think is going to be a very exciting maiden drill campaign this April and May. The work that's been done there really began with remapping all of the historical core. So every single meter of those 21,000 meters of core has been systematically remapped by hand. That's all feeding into the geological model. We've undertaken several geophysics programs there. We've done the historical work on the geophysical compilation in the district. We've identified several untested geophysical targets there. This winter we have 3 geophysical programs underway, including borehole EM, an air-based drone survey, as well as an IP-based survey. All of that, again, leading up to the April program. When we have the targets that Harold's produced from the technical work there, We'll be working with Terra AI, which is another really interesting opportunity. So I've been involved now for a couple of years with the Silicon Valley Minerals Forum out of Stanford University. We knew kind of from the very beginning we wanted to get involved with machine learning, and we wanted really the best and the most elite machine learning group that we could find. I think this group is exactly that. And what they offer, what they bring to the table is the ability to take these vast data sets, fuse them. I think there's a way you can think about exploration. Fundamentally, it's a matter of the allocation of capital to the acquisition and interpretation of data. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see where their machine learning intersects with the work that we've done to define the targets of the project. In addition to the VMS projects, we're exploring a high-grade gold and antimony system. This system is 100% owned. It was generated by Altius Minerals. This project is really interesting for the sheer scale of the anomalism that you see there. We've got over 400 bedrock samples grading over a gram, over 100 grading over 10 grams. We've got high-grade visible antimony veining at the surface, only 90 kilometers from the Beaverbrook antimony mine. We think Newfoundland is a place where you can get a drill permit in 6 to 8 weeks. Obviously, partnering with a group like Altius, that's the largest landholder in Newfoundland, if you consider their portfolio companies, we think it's a really interesting opportunity. So again, I think all the ingredients are here. We've got the right people, the right projects, the right geology, the right technology, and we'll look forward to keeping you informed on the story. Thank you.